Warhammer 40k, Space Marine 2 is an adored game by war, conflict, and military enthusiasts. In the realm of gaming, few franchises hold the enduring weight and militaristic grandeur of Warhammer 40,000, and Space Marine 2 has emerged as a defining title for those enthralled by the aesthetics of war, the psychology of conflict, and the precision of military strategy. At its core, Space Marine 2 is not just a third-person shooter. It is a fully immersive battlefield experience that blends high-octane action with the brooding intensity of the Warhammer universe. Its grim-dark setting, where humanity is locked in endless wars against alien species and heretical forces, serves as an irresistible draw for those who study, appreciate, or are simply captivated by the machinery and mindset of war. What sets Space Marine 2 apart for military enthusiasts is its adherence to the tenets of strategic realism within a fantasy framework. The movements, formations, and combat readiness of the Ultramarines, elite genetically modified soldiers, mirror actual military discipline. Players engage in close-quarters combat while simultaneously managing large-scale confrontations, evoking the feeling of a commanding officer immersed in the chaos of war. The attention to detail in tactics, armor design, and weaponry resonates with players who value authenticity, even within the context of science fiction. The game's atmosphere is relentless, forging an emotional and sensory link with anyone who has ever studied or imagined life on a battlefield. The booming thunder of bolters, the precision of chainswords in melee combat, and the heavy dread of advancing tyranids, all elements create a theater of war that is as theatrical as it is brutally engaging. Unlike most action games, Space Marine 2 demands players to not just react, but to think like soldiers. When to charge, when to fall back, how to use terrain, and how to conserve resources mid-battle. These factors make it more than just entertainment. It becomes a simulation of decision-making under pressure. For those drawn to the philosophy of conflict, Space Marine 2 offers an additional layer of appeal. The Warhammer universe explores not just physical warfare, but ideological battles, moral decay, and the psychological toll of endless combat. Players take on the role of Lieutenant Titus, not just as a killing machine, but as a symbol of unwavering duty amidst hopelessness. This nuanced portrayal appeals to those who understand that military service is not merely about glory, it is about sacrifice, hierarchy, and navigating the impossible choices war demands. It is this duality, heroism entwined with tragedy, that makes the experience rich for those who romanticize or analyze conflict deeply. Moreover, the visual and sonic design of the game caters explicitly to a war-centric audience. The heavy boots of Space Marines clanking against metal floors, the weight of a full combat suit affecting movement, and the orchestral score echoing Imperial war hymns, all serve to place the player into the boots of a warrior bred for conquest. The immersive level of design, from the lighting in war zones to the sound of distant artillery, transforms Space Marine 2 into a sensory study of battle. For military buffs, it's not simply a game, it's a dramatized but disciplined battlefield training exercise. The multiplayer aspect further cements its popularity among war enthusiasts. Squads must coordinate roles, use real-time tactics, and adapt strategies on the fly. A digital war game that requires cohesion, hierarchy, and improvisation. This is not a button-mashing arena but a battlefield simulator that rewards formation discipline, supply line awareness, and predictive counter-strategy. In a world where many games prioritize individual kill counts, Space Marine 2 builds its success on teamwork and the chain of command, principles that resonate deeply with those from military or tactical backgrounds. In a cultural sense, Space Marine 2 contributes to the ongoing dialogue about how warfare is perceived in media. Unlike many glossy portrayals of military might, Warhammer's future is one where war never ends and peace is a myth. This appeals to those who study military history or geopolitical theory, as it echoes the realities of perpetual conflict zones and the cost of imperial ambition. The game does not sanitize warfare, it magnifies it into its most grotesque, tragic, and awe-inspiring form. It asks the player, what happens when war is all that remains of civilization? The lore-rich environment also provides fertile ground for exploration beyond the battlefield. Enthusiasts of military strategy often delve into Warhammer 40k's extensive backstories, analyzing battles, imperial doctrines, and xenothreat assessments like one would study historic conflicts. Space Marine 2 serves as an entry point into this world, providing a visceral gateway into a deeper strategic narrative. The balance of story-driven gameplay and real-time action invites critical thought alongside adrenaline, appealing equally to scholars of war and fans of tactical engagement. Even the customization systems in the game reflect a military ethos. Players can tailor loadouts, armor specifications and tactical perks to match specific battlefield roles, akin to choosing a military specialty. This modularity not only enhances gameplay but mimics the decision-making process in actual military units. Weapon familiarity, situational awareness, and mission adaptation. Each match or mission is a miniature war theater with lessons in risk management, cooperation, and survival. Ultimately, Space Marine 2 is more than just another installment in a long-running franchise. It is a cultural artifact for those fascinated by war in all its forms. It brings together fantasy and realism, ideology and action, solitude and squad dynamics. Whether you are a former soldier, a student of conflict, or simply someone mesmerized by the machinery of war, the game offers a brutal, beautiful mirror to humanity's obsession with combat. In the grim darkness of the far future, where only war remains, Space Marine 2 stands as a digital ode to the eternal warrior. In conclusion, Warhammer 40K, Space Marine 2 captures the imagination of war, conflict, and military enthusiasts not by glamorizing violence, but by confronting its scale, its strategy, and its psychological weight. The game fuses tactical realism with fantastical grandeur, offering a visceral experience that is as intellectually stimulating as it is emotionally charged. It is this balance between action and meaning, spectacle and substance, that has earned it a revered place in the hearts of those who find beauty, horror, and fascination in the theater of war.